The nigga at work.
You see where we at? We are once again sponsored by the paper playboy himself,
I'm here.
Kerry Force and Juices in the building.
I'm out the nigga.
You see the chicken right there.
Ain't no measurements.
You see the no measurements. We just getting it in.
We don't do measurements.
You see over here, we got some. What you cooking up right here, Juice? What you
I
got?
got some mashed potatoes. I got a little green bean action going. You know, light buddy's always right, man.
Man, it's great to have friends who cook, man.
Yeah, buddy.
You know something big is on the way. We got a podcast going down tonight. It's gonna be a part of the video. It's Juice himself,
Yeah.
live. You guys seeing it right there. Well, it
Got
ain't
my
live,
boy
but you seen
AD
it.
coming through.
Yes, sir. AD, the Lufkin's finest, one of the greats from Lufkin. Alton Dixon's on the way. We got a good conversation coming y'all way. So y'all know how we do it on Spencer Cove. Just a little preview right here. I can't wait to eat. We might have to eat during the pod. I might just change my mind because that food is smelling right.
Yeah.
We listen, Ricardo. Where you at, boy? Group chat on the way.
What's up, Cardo?
Back at it again, so got Spencer Cole. Got some big time company in the building with me right now. It's Lufkin, Texas finest. It's Alton Dixon, one of the greatest Panthers to come through. Also went on to play at Texas A&M. Had a great career there. Is a current coach right now. He's the defensive coordinator at Mesquite High School, but has had head coaching jobs at Crockett. He's had many, I don't know how many years he's been a coordinator at this point. But yeah, we've got Alton here. Just feel comfortable, bro. You know how it is. You know what I mean. You talk anyway, so just wanted to bring a conversation with you. Just talk to you, and I think you got an interesting story. I think it needs to be told. So that's why we're here, man.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm happy to be here. I sure appreciate you having me, man. It's a good opportunity for myself and just even be on the show. You know, when I first met you, man, I talked about how I liked how you talked about East Texas. That was big to me, man.
Yeah. Nah, it's from where we come from. That's all we got. Really, well, not anymore. Kids, I don't think they buy into it the way that we did.
Yeah.
But when we came up, it was all that we had. It was to be a Longview logo, to be a Lufkin Panther meant so much to a 14-year-old kid.
For real.
It's really, I don't know if I felt that way about too many things else in my life. As passionate as I was about trying to be a football player, man.
Yeah.
So I feel like it needs to be covered correctly, and in order to cover it correctly, you know, you got to reach out to some of the greats, and I consider you one of those greats. No matter how bashful you try to play it right now, but you know, let's talk about where I first met you. You didn't know me; I was in the stands. But let's talk about Lufkin High School. Let's go back to 16-year-old Alton Dixon, man. Just take us back to that time to play in such a program, to play under such a great coach, and just talk about how that really shaped the rest of your football career, being a Lufkin Panther.
Man, at that time, I would say this, man. Lufkin has been good to me. Lufkin football has been good to me. It gave me something to really grind. Kind of like what you were talking about, but man, it was eat, pray, live football, right? Lufkin football to be exact, So we were under that mentality. We were brainwashed to work hard, and we wanted to grow up and you wanted to be a purple people eater, You wanted to be a part of the program Coach Outlaw had, man. It was Coach Quick, that was some of the greatest times, I would say, just because, man, all the people that came before us, right? I'm sure everybody knows about certain guys that came through Lufkin. My guy was Terrence Kill, man. That's who I wanted to be like, man. And I wanted to be just like Terrence Kill, man. God rest his soul, man. But being a Lufkin Panther was everything, man. It was a mania in the town. They selling Lufkin Panther gear at the grocery store, it was big, man. It was Lufkin football was everything. At that age for me, loved every bit of it.
So at this time, being able to work with you this past year and being cool with you, you get to hear a lot about you and your grandfather. That's one of the things you're gonna know. If you know AB, you're gonna hear something about his grandpa at some point in some time. So being such a stronghold in your life, man, talk to him about how being raised underneath that, and at that time while in high school, what that did and how that shaped you a little bit.
Well, my grandfather, he is a quote machine, right? But My grandfather is everything to me, man. He's the person who taught me how to be a man. You know, he's the person who taught me how to work.
Yeah.
In high school, man, I lost my grandmother when I was in the 9th grade, man, and my mom is moving to Houston with my sisters, and you know, it was just me and my papa, man.
Yeah.
During that time, man, all my life I wanted to be just like my papa, do everything like that. And, but being with him, it was a situation where it was like, my grandfather didn't necessarily care about athletics. He didn't care about grades.
Yeah.
That wasn't his thing. My grandfather cared about me being able to work hard, knowing how to work, and being a man, true to life. I ain't gonna say it like he said, but
but be a man.
Be a man, you know. So that was my biggest thing from my grandfather, man. And, you know, taught me how to work on cars, taught me how to do everything, man, how to work, you know, so that if it all else fails, he knew that I was gonna be okay in the world.
Yeah, and that's really interesting that you say that he didn't really care about education or didn't care about, you know, being a footballer. So when this scholarship time, when there was opportunities and these people started coming to Lufkin and calling and, you know, offering you scholarships, and to not have, like, you know, nowadays, you know, and what Asa have is a parent that knows.
Yeah.
You know, not really, he didn't know.
Yeah.
And didn't care to know at that time. And not disrespectfully at all. But like, how did that whole recruiting process, how did that work out for you when it was really just you and the coaches at that point?
Yeah, so one, you know, with recruiting at the time, you know, it's well different than it is right now.
Yeah.
But at that time, man, you had coaches. At the time, it was rivals. All these people calling you. But I would say this, man. I'm blessed to be a Lufkin Panther at the time I was a Lufkin Panther.
Yeah.
Because at the time, man, you had guys like Drew Parks, Reggie McNeil.
Right.
You had Tyson Kersey, Aaron Dark. You had all these guys that was around, so people were gonna come.
Yeah.
So blessed by the benefit of being around so many good players, you know, and being able to stand out and say, hey, this kid's got measurables. But at the core of it, Brooks Stafford, Ty Quick, Coach Outlaw seen something in me early, along with a bunch of my classmates, man, seen something in us early, man, and so, hey, man, you know, I was known to be in alternative school and all that stuff, man, but they were the guys that said, hey, man, you can be something, you can do it. And they were kind of the people that helped guide my athletics and academics, you know. And these people, man, I'm truly appreciative of them even to this day, because it could have been a lot different.
No, for sure. They had to take you under their wing and make sure that you had success. You know, that's kind of what they did. They just made sure that you didn't fail, and that's
true.
You know, that's part of the job as a coach. So I get you said, you know, Terrence Kidd was the guy that you looked up to. Is that the reason why you chose A&M?
Man, listen, I wanted to be like Terrence to a T. I ain't gonna lie to you, but the true reason for me choosing A&M, man, was at the time my grandfather was very, very sick, and me being with him through my entire high school career was like, he was my everything, man. He checked on me, you know. He was the person there for me, man. And man, I just feel like I needed to stay close.
Yeah.
My first offer was actually Oklahoma.
Okay.
That's where I wanted to go. That's where my mama wanted me to go.
Yeah.
But you know, she let me make a decision, and I made that decision based on my heart, my grandfather, man, because he'd been there. So it allowed me to go to Texas A&M and let me go up the street, play ball basically, and be able to come back, check in. But as you get older, you realize, man, it wouldn't have mattered where you went. You still would have been able to do what you could, you know. But that was my biggest thing. But to know about Lufkin and A&M during that period of time,
for sure,
there was a pipeline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's, like I said,
Hill, Parks, McNeil,
all of
Shankle.
You even had, you know, Kevin Bryant played tight end.
Yeah.
You know, he was there, and the guys that came behind him. You know, I mean, there was some guys in school that was behind us. I thought they should have been going to A&M, or you know, like even with Dez, we thought Dez, me and Jaworski was there, man. We thought we had a chance to get Dez there.
Right.
That's a whole story to itself.
Yeah.
But you know, man, it was a real pipeline, man, and I felt it was a solid place for me to be.
And it worked out for you. You had a great career there. Talk to me about the transition from high school to college. Was it easy? Was it difficult? The speed of the game, just give me some details. How difficult was it from going to 5A high school football at that time to Division I? Because it's different now. They throw the ball a whole lot more now. So that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Man, I'm gonna say this, man. High school, the transition for me to go to high school to college, you know, was fairly easy. I think the speed of the game was the first thing that was an adjustment, but it was more of a visual thing. Man, you looking at guys that look like they look. You're gonna play against a guy that's probably bigger, taller, faster and strong just as you.
Right.
And it was more or less the learning of technique.
Yeah.
Right. I think once you master the technique, the speed slowed down.
Right.
And you look at kids today, they getting master classes from guys on basic footwork that they do on Sundays.
Right.
Right. And the transition now is like cats got a skill set, a really, really good skill set. It's not at that time, you know, there was a window they called development.
Right.
You know, that's happening a lot earlier now in high school recruitment.
Yeah.
But for me at A&M, man, it was one thing I knew I was gonna do. I was gonna play hard and I was gonna give my everything. And I think those things, those character things I had as a player, always was gonna show up. Right. And that I was highly competitive.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be good and I wanted to work. You know, it was important to me. So it's tough to step out there and you got guys that came before you and you don't stand up to the call.
Yeah, and that's pressure too. That's a whole lot of pressure to come. Well, not a whole lot, but it's something that weighs on you too. You don't want to be the one to let the city down, the one to look bad.
For sure. You know, I'll say this, man. I was able to go to school. Me and Jaworski went to the school together, man, and we went to A&M together, man. And it was a situation, man. We would talk at night, be like, hey, man, we gotta come on. We gotta do it. You know, like we had those conversations. We had those car rides to practice. Like, man, we got, you know, I had to wake him up. You know, he had to keep me straight on some things, man. But it was always, we had a true buddy system at that time between each other, man. And it was a bunch of Lufkin pride, co-house pride about us doing what we needed to do. You know, it was always, Lufkin was always in the back of the brain. Hey, we gotta do this for us.
That's what's up, man. Give me one of your favorite moments at A&M on the field. Keep the off the field stuff off the field.
Yeah, thank you, Lord. I'll say this, man. We were playing against Missouri, right? Now, at the time Chase Daniels was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Really good, prolific guy. Right. You know, kind of before his time, man. You know, we already had some wars already with Lufkin versus Southland. You know. We came out on the back end of that, but I say, man, when we had that opportunity to play, I was leaking from the eyes, ready to play that game, man. I really wanted to find my way to touch him, man. You know, just because, right? So that was a great game, man. And you know, I had the opportunity to I beat one of the tight ends off the edge as a rusher. That time I was playing nickel, and I absolutely make the play, sack him. Yeah. I sack him. As I get up, he's fumbled the ball, but I'm facing my bench, celebrating.
Right.
It was the only guy, you know. My guys pointed back like, turn around the ball. And I turn around and I jump on the ball.
There you go.
I look back at it and I'm like, boy, that's terrible. That was terrible. I should have picked the ball up and ran like a joke.
But that pit has been built up for years.
Yeah.
You know, that's some. Hey,
you can't make it up. Yeah,
I gotta get mine.
You know what? I try not to be selfish, but in that moment,
I find myself to be selfish. I'm sorry. This ass been brewing for about 6 years.
It felt good to get there. It felt good to get there, though.
All right, so I'm the Chat GPT guy. I always like to go in and put like, you know, what would Michael Jordan do in this era? What would LeBron do back then? I'm one of them getting nerds kind of guys, like doing a little sports research. So we're going to play a little Chat GPT with AD. We're going to put Alton Dixon, 17-year-old body into high school right now. Same body, same speed, even the same mindset. You get coached how you get coached, but you got the same mindset.
Yeah.
And we put you in today's game. What would be the outcome?
Man, I probably wouldn't be playing defensive back. You know, okay. I'm probably playing outside linebacker. Yeah. That's probably where I would fit in today's game. and I would be, you know, pretty physical, you know, and I'd be a high learner. I know probably what's gonna, you know, I'd be a studier, but there's different rules now.
Yeah.
You know, they play a little different now. They play a little different. You know,
lead with their head.
Yeah,
we talk.
Yeah, you know, we was taught across the bow,
yeah.
you know, and run your feet and told all types of violent things when you get there to make contact, you know. But for the most part, man, I think I would probably play outside linebacker and have the ability to be a roll down safety or a nickel or something like that. But I would absolutely play with my hair crazy five.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was hoping you was gonna say nickel outside linebacker. Because I was thinking, just looking at the table, like, hey, he kind of big, man. That boy would be out there on no island with nobody in today's game.
Man, look, the pads was different.
Yeah, that's true. That's
you
true.
know, as you see the game start moving by decade, the box here, a little bit slight box.
Sure.
Now boys out there pretty sleek,
you
know.
Them pads were huge.
Yo,
I used to think Vondrell was like 230 and some big ass pads. He used to be flopping around.
Right, man. Hey, Vondrell, one of the toughest guys, man. You know, when we played them in SFA, we played them in Nacogdoches at SFA, he broke a long run. I had to go get him, man. And that was a crazy game. But, you know, Longview, man, they got some dudes, man, some real dudes, man, like Malcolm Kelly,
for sure.
Rogers Taylor. It's a bunch of cats that I.
What you call them, 2 last names?
Yeah.
Man, one day we at work, probably like summertime or something like that. Man, y'all had 2 last names killing out there.
Yeah,
so
man.
who is 2 last names?
Rogers Taylor, man. Call that boy 2 last names, man. That boy got 2 last names.
That boy got 2 last names.
And he would tell you about it when he caught it too. You know what I mean? So like we had some respect for 2 last names.
That's
we
funny,
did.
Man. Malcolm. Who all jumped one against? Chris Ivory was out there.
Chris Ivory. Trent was there,
Trent.
man.
Name some dudes out there.
It was, man. You know, like Willie Andrew. One of the toughest I played against from the view.
Nah, for sure. You just on one of the sorrier teams, but. It is what it is, man. You know how I talk on here.
Hey, man. I got respect for him, man. But when we played against y'all, man, it was war.
Nah, it was a war. That was a war time. All right, man. So you had a great career in college, and then talk to me about your first coaching job, man. The profession that you're in right now. Talk to me about that.
Yeah.
How did that work out? Where were you? And just tell me about that overall experience.
So, you know, there's that window of time when you get done playing college football and you have your aspirations to go play at the next level.
Right.
Those didn't turn out the way I wanted them to. And I went back to school to finish up, and I got in a master's program. And doing that, you know, one of the strength coaches there, Coach K, you know, he'd always call me like Wolfman. He's like, man, I be seeing you late at night. You be doing something, you know what I mean? And he'd catch me sporadically at places, and he'd be like, hey, he told me, hey, man, come see me one day, man. And I went, go talk to him. He said, hey, man, I really think you need to stay focused. You need to be doing something, get close to football, because I know you guys from Lufkin are a little bit different. You know, you need to stay close to football. And that was one of the best things for me, man. And he took me in, Coach K took me in and taught me a lot about the weight room. Right, and it was great. Not just as the guy that's doing the lift, that's doing the exercise, he taught me about the whys behind it. He gave me really something that I could hang my hat on and I could use. And the moment that I kind of fell in love with coaching was me helping somebody, helping one of the guys, one of the players, and them being like, hey man, Coach Dixon, man, appreciate, that really helped. And that's what turned the coaching on for me. And, I did that for a year, man. Coach Sherman did a great job, man, keeping me, and allowing me to learn a lot from upstairs and do some things there. And then, Coach Outlaw had passed away, and during that time, Coach Quick took over. And I forget, man, I think I was in Tyler with one of my friends, man. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. Coach Quick called me, hey, I need to see you. I need to talk to you. What you got going on? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. Well, I'm not used to being up in the morning, but it's like, that was a good day for me, man. He told me, hey, I need to see you, man. I figured it out, got down there the next day. He told me, hey, this is what I want to do. And I'm sitting in the office with Coach Quick. I'm like, man, Coach, I'm fired up. I want to be home and coach kids like me,
for sure.
bleed purple like me. Like, I'm excited. I can't wait to coach the freshmen. He's like, you're gonna coach the freshmen. You're gonna coach on Friday night too. You know, like that was a moment for me, man. And through that time, I learned from guys that I actually was coached by. You know, learned a lot. You know, from the guys I was coached by, and you know, that's kind of started the coaching thing for me, man.
And that's interesting because me and you both shared that similarity where, you know, I have to go home and coach immediately. And just hearing you talk about it, I know I didn't go into it nearly as humble as you did. I'm thinking in my head, all right, I know the system, I know the guys, I'm finna get in here and get to coaching. Didn't know the way of the office, didn't know the politics behind coaching. Like, really green and really paid for it too a little bit, as my career went on. But, you know, just hearing you, you know, be anxious to jump in there and get right to it. And feeling that, you know, you feel like you got a purpose, and you know, because like, you get lost, man. When football is your everything, that's why you wake up. And a lot of people don't, like, a lot of people who haven't done it don't really understand like how people can't get over it. Like,
man, you're programmed to it. You're programmed to when you play the sport. It's one of those things where it can become who you are.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people talk about, man, it's not who you are. You have to be learned that.
Right.
You got to be learned that, you know. But as a kid, and you start doing it, and it has the power and passion, like a Lufkin football,
right,
or, you know, any place in East Texas, right? That becomes part of your fiber, man. And so football has always been really good to me. So being able to go back home, and I can tell you, man, I've made some, you know, young rookie mistakes. But one thing that I can say about myself is I always gave it my best to be the best I could be. And there are some places of ignorance there for me that I had to really overcome and learn how to be a coach, just like you.
Right.
And I think every beginning coach has that. Because in your mind, when you first start doing it, you think about, man, when I did it, when we did it.
For sure.
You know, that's well gone. You know, and it's one of my things that I don't really speak about playing, you know, and all that stuff when I'm dealing with the kids that I coach. I really want to focus on them being better.
They should really make a course for like first year coaches to like the psych of it.
Yeah,
because it's such a different thing than the last experience you had dealing with football. The last experience you had dealing with football, you were probably on the field, very important, like part of the game plan. And then your next opportunity, you now washing clothes, hanging up jerseys, and they in there cooking up a game plan. Yeah. You're like, this ain't what I came up here to do.
Exactly.
And it's like, you really like, somebody like ought to break it down to you before you get into it. Because it would help a whole lot of people out, like knowing what to expect when they get there, especially folks like us. Yeah. Because we be thinking people trying to play with us. No, for real, man.
I get that.
Like you young and you inexperienced, you think somebody trying to play with you. Like, man, nah, I can't. And you got to learn these different things. So, you know, somebody need to look into it.
I think it'd be good, man.
I think it'd be a good speech. I might look into something.
Yeah, man, you'd be the perfect guy to do it, man.
I can tell you something.
You'd be good at it.
I can really tell you something.
I just know this, man. You know, like when we talk about football, it's easy for the average fan, it's easy for the average parent to be like, man, all the coaches do, they wear khakis and they got a polo on and all they do is coach. Man, you know, the stuff that they do behind the scenes, right, is a whole nother world, because you're working constantly to be as good as you can be and make a kid as good as they can be, right? And then on top of that, there are the duties that you have. You know, you got to do it.
You got to go spend 6 hours in the classroom to teach all day.
You know, I mean, it's a job. And thankful, man, because it's the state of Texas. It's boys in California, man, that they getting coached by the local mechanic.
No, for sure.
You know, and I think Texas, we have done a really good job over the past 30, 40, 50 years of growing this game to a place where it's a part of the academics. Right. It's a part of...
And if nothing else, the success that people are having and what they're putting out allows people to see, oh, this is worth something. This is worth more than than just the books and like other people want to do in other states. And that's another thing. Like being a teacher, like I didn't realize how important it was. I always had this deal. I didn't want to steal money, so I was gonna teach in my classroom. But as I got older, I started to realize how important it was for people to see me doing my job.
Yeah.
How important it was for kids to look at me and say, "Oh, he cool, but he can still teach." Like it's not like he can go make a living.
Yeah.
And still listen to this music, still wear earrings, still wear jewelry, still try to have some kind of swagger about himself and not just be a total square. Like it's cool for them to see that and me holding my position too. So like in the last couple of years, like just being away from home, really I kind of started to figure out that my whole professional is as important as that football.
Most definitely, man. I think for any young coach, one, it's an earning business, right? And it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and it takes the willing spirit to learn. And sometimes you're gonna take crap, and you can see it however you want to see it, but those are obstacles or opportunities for you to get better. And you'll learn through them, but the teaching part, you can't do the coaching part without doing the teaching part. You just can't do it. And the thing is, you don't want to lose respect from kids, so you have to be good at the teaching.
Right.
To have the respect on the field when you get to coaching, so like that's vital, man. That's big for young coaches and coaches in general.
All right, man. Let's steer this thing back to you. Let's talk about how you got to Crockett, your first head job. Just take me through that path, the work way to it, and then just talk about that overall experience there.
Yeah, man. So one, I don't get there without being in Lufkin. I really wanted to be a coordinator at my hometown. That was a big thing for me. Coach Holman, Jason Holman, came to us from, I can't really remember, but he's from Jacksonville originally. So he got there, man, and I was absolutely learning so much from him, man. I learned so much from him, and I didn't really like his style at the beginning, but as I started seeing how he planned and done things, it ended up helping me, and I still use some of the same things he taught me. But from there, I wanted it so bad, I left and I went to Dallas Molina.
Okay.
That was an eye-opening experience from having everything you possibly need, right? Having everything you possibly need, and at Lufkin, the things that you take for granted as a high school coach.
Shit, it's like going to the longest yard, man. Like I've done it before.
Yeah.
I went from Longview to Seaville, and it's like we had really a 5-star program that I was just used to.
Yeah.
And then you go somewhere else and it's like, oh, we really got to get it out.
Hey man,
we got to be creative around this.
Yeah, for real. You got to figure some things out, man. But I went there, Dallas Molina. I worked for Michael Nucci there, man. He's really good, man. And ended up getting that job, man. And, they hadn't won a bunch, man. I think they were like 2-9 or something, like 2-8. And when I got there, man, we ended up being 8-3. We lost 2 district games. We had a chance to win a district and play in a playoff game, something they hadn't done.
That's
really
huge from Molina.
From Dallas Molina to play the people that they were playing, and that was a really big thing for me. It gave me a lot of confidence that I could do it. I think that was a beginner stage for me, but a great opportunity for me to get my experience. And then I went on to Wiley. I was the defensive coordinator for 3 years, and then I got the job at Crockett, which Crockett was, it's an amazing place, man. It's really hard working, blue collar people there, man. I really enjoyed my time there. I think one of the biggest things is you got to be able to go into camp with people you want to be with. You know what I mean? There's some things there, man, but I think Crockett's a special place, and having that opportunity was huge for me. That was really good. I got to learn how to be not only a football coach, because what you have to learn is you're not just coaching X's and O's. You're actually, you got to be able to have the ability to manage people.
Right.
You got to be able to have the ability to set culture, and you're tending to people, right? You're helping people, and once you understand that part, this is where I talk about you have to have people in place that you can trust with the football and still have a real hand in it, your identity on the program.
Right.
I love Crockett to death, man. This is a great place.
Man, it's crazy, and it just came to my head, and I'm silly, man, so you just forgive me, but like, it's really like trying to be a preacher.
Okay.
Like the vision that you have, the church model. I don't know. I'm not ready to talk about that right now. I'm just saying, but it just hit me. But like you gotta have a lot of things in line and in order, and everything falls on you.
Yeah.
Choir don't sing good. Who is on? That's on you. You know, something comes amiss. You know, but it's like having to lead a group of people, and then you having people who doubt you, and you have people who not on your side.
Yep.
You have people that don't see the eye to eye with you, and you gotta learn how to navigate through those things. And it's just like trying to lead a flock of people.
It is
To a goal, and the goal is a state championship, and the goal is Christ on the other side.
I'll say this, man. When you are the person in charge, one of the greatest lessons I learned there was when you are having strife and struggle with people, man, you don't have to deal with it yourself. You have to be able to bring people in closer to your vision that's going to see your vision and be inspired to help you with that vision.
For
right?
sure.
But you are correct. You wear many hats.
Yeah.
You're not just coaching kids. You're coaching parents. You're coaching the community. You're part of a bigger vision. The academic side, you know, and I'm a big believer that, you know, academics is the house. It is the big house. But I truly believe that athletics is the cornerstone when you talk about school spirit, the functions of a school. I really feel like athletics has a big part in that.
For sure, like sets the tempo of the whole school. If without coming from places that had successful Fridays, you know what I mean, like that set the mood for the entire week.
Yeah.
You know, Lufkin was coming up, everybody felt it.
Oh,
the
yeah.
teachers felt it, the kids felt it, the band felt it. It's just a great surge of positive energy, competitive energy when you've got a group that can go out and compete and everybody can get behind.
Fact.
And you know, when you go from that to, I've been like I said, the last two places where didn't nobody care. Friday night, nobody cared, and it's just like it's hard. Not saying coaches and kids, but just like the atmosphere. The school, you didn't even know it was a game. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't even see if I don't even know if we got anything up that says we play tonight. You know, when you come driving by, it's just like the energy is just, and that's what it is when you come to a place like this. And so, like I said, not having a successful team or having a successful team, it boosts the entire education, everything. Your kids, your athletes, now they want to stay in class. Now they want to get those grades. Now they want to advance. Now I want to go to college. Now I want, because I see it. And I've seen somebody in my class above me. So
most definitely.
Yeah, man, you got to have a great team in order to really boost the whole school.
I'm with that, man. I really think, you know, it's kind of being spoiled when you come from East Texas, man.
Yeah.
You're in a one-horse town.
Yeah.
Everybody bleed purple. Everybody bleed green on your side, you know. But like, it can be whatever the case may be, man. Like, I think that it's a different time, right? Like, as we see how education is moving at higher levels, where kids are having the opportunity to transfer, that same mindset is a trickle down.
No, for sure.
And so some of that pride, man, coaches got to work real hard to cultivate, grow, and give energy to the program that they are working, man, because it's different in the city. It is different in the city.
I'm glad you hit on the NIL and the whole idea of college free agency is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and I love it from the aspect of I can go from Incarnate Word to Arkansas, you know what I'm saying, and really go from making 30,000 to 300,000. Like, I love it for those guys, but I hate it because it's going to trickle down to the high school level. It's going, you see people, like, it's already easy to go from school to school to school, but like when they see it on the college level, like, you're going to see a kid that plays quarterback for 4 different schools and probably start at 4 different universities here in the next 4 years. Like, you're going to see that, and it's going to be a normal occurrence. Like, and so that's the part that I don't like about it. I think it's just it's telling people it's easy to move on.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna really, you're gonna chase a check, or maybe the situation was better. And those are lessons that, you know, shit, I wish I had a chance to learn.
Yeah.
Then me go out there and get 300 a year.
Hey, man, I'm like this, man. God bless those guys, those gets that have that opportunity to earn, right? I say this, man. At some point, rules are gonna happen that's gonna kind of give it a easier vision of how it looks and how it plays out. But right now, it's taken some opportunities. It started kind of with the COVID stuff, man, with the space and time, guys getting extra years, and then the NIL hit. But I would say this, man, I'm happy that guys have the ability to earn and kind of change the trajectory of how they're living. You know, I think that's big. As it goes to high school, I think Texas, we're probably in better shape to be able to handle it and deal with it accordingly. Yeah. And I'm not saying nobody else isn't,
right?
But I'm saying it's been a thought process for years.
No,
if you
sure.
think about the Texas High School Coaches Association,
yeah,
or the UIL, so man, I'm happy that guys can earn. It does seem funny to see a guy wear 3 or 4 different jerseys inside of 4 years or 5 years, but as you can see,
how would it be? How would you think it would affect the game if it trickled into the high school level, where now your starting safety makes $75,000 a year from whoever?
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. Hey, if a kid has that ability to make that money, it's gotta be hard, right? Because he make kind of what you know. It is
for a long time.
Hey,
he was
man,
making more than me.
Hey man, listen.
For a long.
it is what it is, and that could potentially happen. But I'm gonna say this, man. If a kid has that, man, it's different. Like it's like talking to a kid or NFL.
I don't think we can do it. I don't think it can happen. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I would be the one. You can call me a hater all you want to. It doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
There's no way a high school kid can go make more than his teacher.
I'm gonna say this, man. I think
some kids can handle it if they was raised right. But I can tell you this from all my years of teaching. All of them ain't raised right, okay? And most of them that's real good at football all the time, them the ones that ain't raised right. You can't give that man more money than someone that's trying to teach him and keep him in line. A kid is like, we gotta keep it at the college level. It cannot trickle down in the high school.
I agree to a degree, man. I feel like there's things that can be done, man. Maybe they can't touch the money until, I think those are ways that can happen, but the person to know,
or cap them off at like 15 or something. Like
I don't necessarily dream of coaching that
situation.
situation.
Dog, I don't want to be a teacher. They got to teach a kid that make more money than me. Because really, what can I tell that kid?
It's really already happening in other states.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And some of those are horror stories, and some of those
I mean, just a cat from Texas High last year, DeQuan Prevo, he's in Arkansas. Got NIL deal to go play high school ball in Arkansas. Like, I think it was part of the deal. I might be talking outside of my neck, but I think I'm almost 100% positive that was part of the reason why he went and played for them over there in Arkansas, because he was committed to Arkansas. And I think that was a part of his NIL package, which is just insane to me. Trying to teach English 4 to a kid that's probably making $100,000 to sit in that classroom and play football. Like, F that essay. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, I don't know. Yeah, he make more money than me. Yeah, F that essay.
I'm just saying, man, you know, if you're at the college level, I think you got a little bit of leeway, but at the high school level, it's tough. At the college level, you can have a mindset of, you know, I got to figure out the questions are, if I'm at the college, it's like, are you committed to the money or are you committed to the brand? That's for them. I think they can have that. I don't necessarily know what a high school coach could have other than tradition, pride, winning, having those things, but you know, having a standard. But at the end of the day, that's a different animal.
It is a different animal. It's just, like I said, I might be the hater for that, but I don't want to teach the kid that make $100,000. I'm gonna be looking like, what? He can't even read on the 6th grade level.
You be surprised, man. It's like we just in different times, man. Yeah. And I'm not gonna knock the generation. I'm not gonna knock them, man. They have this ability to earn, and who knows how short their window to earn is. You know what it is in the NFL. You got guys making more money in college than they do. Yeah. And that's why guys want to stay in college longer. Because if I'm a 6th round pick or I'm a window guy from 4 to 6 or 3 to 6 or whatever, I'm gonna earn where I can earn.
$650,000.
Exactly. I think the issue comes from this though. I think like there are spots where 18-year-old guys, 19-year-old guys are not getting those opportunities to be at that level. And that's fine. And I think there's been some things done inside that, hey, if you go JUCO or if you're here, you know, which, you know, RT talk about this all the time. Development happens now in high school. We have to, just to give kids the opportunity. That's a fact.
Right.
We have to. So that means coaches got to work a little bit harder to be good enough
Yeah,
to give those development
it sucks
skills.
for the 2-star, 3-star kid. The one that would usually get on at a UTSA and could sit a couple of years and, you know, if he really had it, could show it then.
Yeah.
That guy really doesn't get a chance anymore because now that spot is taken up for a guy that went off at SFA last year.
Yeah.
Or a guy that went off at, you know, wherever.
So just imagine how good kids have to be able to, like, you have to respect the game of the kid, man.
Right.
If a kid's good enough to go Division I right away, it's not kind of, it's like NFL quarterbacks back in the day. You sat behind Troy Aikman and you learned how to play quarterback. Well, that's not the case no more. In college, like if you're ready to play right now, you're gonna get out there and you're gonna play.
And that's to the development of the game, that's to the advancement of the game, the coaching is better, and really high school football to me, I think pushes the game anyway. I think high school football is what drives it. We're the ones that have to be creative because we don't have the talent all the time. So we gotta be creative in that sense. I think high school comes into college because what did y'all do at that level to make y'all successful? Okay, and then college obviously leads into the pros. But I think this is the core of like a football.
Yeah,
I really do because it's not professional. People aren't getting paid. You're really doing it for the love because you're not getting broke off like that unless you're a head coach at such and such ISD. You're making a decent living.
Look, I've had the opportunity to play. Coach at some a really good place, man. And they got it all. You know what I mean? So like, I just think you have to be careful because there are places in our state that's got more than other people.
Yeah.
And so you can change the dynamics of how football is played.
Yeah.
Because if it's NIL, well, what's stopping the school from being a part of it?
No, for sure.
The person that kid goes to school here and they got a friend and they know, so we gotta be, those are things to be conscious
it's good
about.
things in place and in order.
Yeah, man.
They're strict. You just can't, any and everybody just can't go to any and every school. I think,
Fact.
we found out that this year. We
Yeah.
had some trouble, trying to get, just that's part of the city. That's part of it is.
Yeah.
And it happens everywhere.
Like I said, man, I agree with you. I feel like high school football is that last place of purity, right? And I do think it drives. It's really what drove us to want to do more. You had to work really hard. You had to listen to some guy coach you really hard. You had to get, those were preparations, right?
Yeah.
But when we talk about like, just being able to have that ability to coach those kids and like right now, I think the UIL, I think that just the way they go about things, man, we have to look at them as people that are protecting us as coaches, right? They want to protect that purity of the game too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's moving. It's moving. Like this game is moving to a different place. And those are the people at the UIL that's got to be able to deal with it. And they listening to certain coaches in the state that's going to help them. Hey, this is what it looks like. What's your quick? So the transition is coming, right? And you don't want to get left behind with anything.
All right, man. So talk to me currently. It's 2026. It's January, New Year. Man, talk to me about some goals that you got, whether it's personal, career-wise, just like what are you looking forward to in this upcoming year? And, just tell me what you're looking forward to.
Man, what I'm really looking forward to is the opportunity to be better every day, man. I think one of the things that I talk, have conversations with myself, but so I got to figure out how to be better. How can I get better? What is that going to take? What does that look like for me? And I want to be a head coach, but I'm very happy with where I'm at. Being with RT is really solid, man. Being in the office with John, those things are solid to me, man. And I think we've always figured some things out together, So as me, goal-wise, man, I want to be the best coach I can be. I want to be the best coach in the world. So I'm working like that, looking at going to a few places, clinic-wise, and getting a little bit farther from Texas again and trying to go learn. And I think that's one more thing is that I want to do is learn a little bit more.
So when you're looking to learn more, and this is just me, just off the top. Are you looking to hear like different things? Because like there's still to this point, you can never not know everything, but you know a good substantial amount, right? And so when you go to these clinics, maybe 85% of what you hear you've heard before.
Fact.
So like when you go to these clinics, what is your goal in mind? How do you pick up something? Is it just because you hear something different? Like what is it? What are you looking to pick up when you go to a clinic?
So first, like it's to me sometimes it's more of the simple things. When you go and you're sitting in a room, an auditorium, and there's 300 coaches in there, and there's one guy on stage. You have to be good enough to hear, oh, that's a buzzword, that's a fancy talk, but there's some meat and potatoes in there. That's the small part.
Yeah.
I think where you go to get better is the breakout sessions.
Yeah.
Where you can catch the guy in there really talking about, and it might not be the guy that was standing on stage.
Yeah.
So when we talk about what does that look like for me, like I'm going in here and I want to hear some old guy talk about offensive line. I want to hear a guy talk about hand placement because there's something there for me that I can take back. And if I can't, if I've heard it before,
right.
I'll just keep on fishing.
Right.
You know, you can't be around all that good football talk and not get something.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And then you have to be able to say, okay, how can I give this to my children? How does this fit in our scheme? How does this fit in our system? And beyond that, man, it's more guys out here selling. It's more guys out here selling culture than ball.
Yeah.
So you gotta be very, like intentional about where you going and who you want to listen to. I said here, I watched yesterday a 30-minute deal on Indiana, showing sim pressures. I thought that I was highly interested in that. But you also got to know Indiana's playing in the big one. So
Right.
they're probably gonna have everybody and their mom knocking their door down.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm big on the self clinic. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get a little bit more. That's another thing Archie talks about a lot is the self clinicing thing, man.
Right.
So like that's big. But having intent, man, to go in there and know your situation, know what your issues, problems, or things that created problems for you.
Yeah.
And those are the things I'm going to hunt for. So you got to be intentional to get what you want.
I'm chasing rabbits. You mentioned Indiana, and we're both football fans, and so to see what has happened in the last 2 years there is absolutely incredible, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this at a place like this. Just how cool is that head coach, man? How confident is he? Like when you see that, that's the kind of dude that like I want to coach for that guy. I want to play for that guy because he is so confident in himself. So you know what comes with it, the amount of work that he puts into it to appear that confident. And it ain't fake confidence either. He's confident. He's for real. Just give me some thoughts on Indiana, man, because that, to me, as a football guy, like you gotta have a thought or two about what's taking place the last 2 years. That
Man, I'm gonna say this. I've seen just kind of what I guess they call them, just clips, snippets of things he said. You want to work for that guy. You can tell he's all football, right? But to see what Indiana has done, that's not typical.
No,
it's
not
not typical. So it has to be driven. They have to have standards. They have to live by them. And they also have a whole bunch of grown dudes playing football for them, right? And that's where the game is today.
No, for sure.
I'm not knocking nobody, but you got a coach in there that's managing men.
And if you think about it, usually now those are the teams in college basketball that travel the furthest in the tournament are the ones that average 22, 22 and a half, 23-year-old kids out there playing against the 5-star 18, 19-year-olds out there. It's really kind of trickled over, and it's crazy at Indiana of all places that it trickled over to, but there's a lot of third-year, fourth-year guys coming to Indiana who already physically have it, who now are trying to, now they're not going to get slaps anymore. They're going to get real good football players.
Oh,
so
for sure.
It's, just I had to speak on Indiana.
Yeah, man, and I'm going to tell you this, defensively, I seen a crazy stat where it was like, they have a defense that has over like 100 starts. These cats have had 100 starts.
Yeah.
Like they've played at other places.
Right.
So you're dealing with men that understand, that have a high IQ in football. And now, like I said, the coach is doing a great job of managing men, people to standards, culture, and this is how we do it.
Yeah.
And when you win it, it's always.
So prep the food. He's about to put some of it on the plate for all to see, and we're gonna take a couple bites before we get out of here, man. But just special shout out to you, Juice, for allowing your boy to come through and make some content in the crib tonight.
No problem.
Another shout out to Alton Dixon. Alton Dixon is what they call him. Real good friend of mine. I met at work. Really solid dude. A lot of core values, and I want to. One of the things that I knew I was gonna like you was when I heard you running around the office singing Zero. It brought back some great memories because I hadn't been around people that liked Zero in a very long time.
God bless you people.
So when you come in the office and you hear the melodies of Zero being sung out the back office with the lights off and the film on, yeah, real dark like a Star Wars movie.
Man, it's like you getting some real work is happening right there in those moments, man. I've been listening to Joe Mack for a long time, and I think Joe Mack is one of the best. So that's my opinion. You ain't gotta like it, but I'm gonna forever jam some Joseph Mack.
Yeah, it lets you know what kind of character you're dealing with. When people say, Zero is their favorite, it kind of lets you know what you finna get into when you start talking to them. Nothing bad, but you know now how to think.
I'm just telling you, man. You know the Joseph been doing his music for a minute, man. And and listen, it's still good.
Yeah,
it gets good, man. And it's been something that helped me play ball to get motivated. And so I'm a forever jam the Joe.
Yes, sir.
Weird.
Yes, sir.
You should better do this. Come on over here.
Nah, I got this.
I got a play for spin.
We gonna shoot this right here. Still on the pod.
Yes, Lord.
We got some smothered chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Talk this through, K, man. Juice, man.
It's gonna
We're
be
gonna talk
so hot.
this through. Look at them beans. That's bacon. That might be salt pork. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him. Lord have mercy. I'm going to cut with the left. Is we supposed to pray over this here?
And I believe in God. We can pray on my pod.
Let's get it on, man. Lord, thank you for the hands that prepared this food. Forgive us for the sins we commit ignorantly and well knowingly. And let this food be nourishing to our body. Amen.
Amen, amen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yeah, we believe in the Lord on this podcast over here.
He's so good to us.
I need it right there.
No, for real.
Let's see here.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Watch this.
Oh, that tendenism, ain't it? Somebody
done told this young man how to do it. This ain't no just no here, throw it in the pot.
This ain't ordinary now. Paper plate, boy.
Brother Juice, thank you.
No problem.
You gotta get me off here now, because
I got
get
you.
serious.
Yeah, so that's a wrap, man. Thank y'all for coming through, listening. Been a great conversation with Alton Dixon, Spencer Cole. Know I got the top 100 coming up. It is on the way. Top 100 East Texas football players is on the way. We February 1st is when it drops, so I'm not gonna give all 100 at a time. I like to space it out a little bit, make it interesting, build the suspense up just a little bit. But no, top 100 is on the way, and that's the big project coming up for me. So like that, like the words of Stephen A. Oh man.